my god.
This is called Art Prize.
Called what?
Art Prize. So, to start, I need y'all to have a little chat. Which one of you is the best negotiator? You guys have a
The
minute.
judge, obviously.
Oh. I like that.
I feel pretty
Huh?
confident about it.
Doesn't he just
Not
say
you.
things?
But if it's a judge of art, like,
Well,
I feel
negotiating is the thing, right?
Yeah.
no.
Do you want to do it?
I
It's
can.
in a
I feel like
judgment.
I'm pretty good at
I
negotiating.
mean, I'm a real estate agent. I negotiate.
There's
all
Wait a minute,
the
you-
time.
You manage the
yeah.
comic book
Yeah.
store,
I don't
so
know.
people come and sell like that him, him. All the way
Yeah.
there.
One of
real
these
estate
two,
is
'cause-
also a big one too. Like, I get
Right.
Yeah.
Which one of you would
negotiate
rather?
with
One of you want to
hostile
do it?
people
No.
too, Dawn.
No, I
Chad.
don't.
No,
I
you're
get
right,
what
you
I
said
want,
that.
and I get what I want.
It's a type of negotiating.
No.
Look, I'll ask for anything. No does not hurt your.
Yeah.
Doesn't
That
hurt at all.
doesn't hurt.
All right.
I tell my clients that all the time. If it doesn't hurt, ask for anything.
So Chad has been designated the negotiator. So you get to pick the teams. So I need you to give me 4 people that you believe have a voice as smooth as butter.
Like singing.
I'll say Drew because I like the accents.
Oh.
Oh no.
And you can go to the right of Chad.
Nick, John, and Wendy.
Don has an accent too. Oh, me. Have you heard me this week?
She's got that sexy raspy.
You're the voice I've heard the most.
I'm just
All right.
sorry, guys. I don't know what this means for us.
So then I need you to pick 4 people that you believe are the most creative. And you will go on Chad's left side.
Missy, Billy, Kim, and Jesse.
Creativity.
I do like my partners though.
Me and Kim are ride or dies.
Oh my God, we are.
So,
We like each other.
for the 3 of you left, you already have your designated team.
Hey, team.
And I hope you have a good eye for detail.
Oh, nice.
Facing upwards, and someone is standing inside of it. This person is quite tall, naked, has long blonde hair flowing down their body and covering their pubic region.
All right. This is a super well-known painting that is not during the day. It has a spiky chapel on the left and a moon and lots of swirly clouds and globes of light in the sky with a city on the bottom.
Alright, so my painting has no humans, no buildings, no known objects. It's only shapes and colors. You need to start painting with red, orange, blue, purple, green, and the color you add to blue to make green.
Okay. All right, Billy. This is a male person is the primary figure, and pretty much from top to bottom, sitting on a chair. I would say a dancer, based on footwear. He is facing toward my right and is in whiteface.
Pause.
Oops,
You need
sorry.
to pause for 30 seconds.
Sorry.
Let's,
Let's
should we all
both
go?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the shape that you're looking for
Jesse,
is a
if you're
C
looking at
shape,
this painting,
and it has an
if you're
open
looking
mouth
at
on
it,
the
not the
left, so it's
perspective
a
of the person
exaggerated
in the
bold C.
object at the bottom,
outside of the C.
but if
is
you're
all
looking
the
at
color
it
red.
as the viewer,
inside that C
on the
shape,
right,
there's
there is
two main smaller shapes.
a
One is
female.
a square. On the
She
top
is
half of the
looking
C,
at the person
and the
in the
other is a
center.
circle on the bottom
Shirtless.
half of the C.
She has
Shirtless, black
Flowing
leotards.
red hair,
But pause. The belly.
flowing red hair,
What's the point?
has a dress
You can
that is white,
All right.
And on that
there are
white
tons
dress
of blues in this.
has
painting.
little
There is
designs that
a
look
church
like
right in the center bottom,
small black flowers
in the middle of all the city.
all up and down the
There's
flowing.
some rolling hills
white
that
dress.
are blue. The spiky castle
She's
chapel
also
on
holding
the
a
left
red
is brown,
shawl.
and the clouds
You
are
can
nice
begin
and
again.
swirly.
The
This is
shawl is
a thin person.
Okay.
He's
is flowing in the wind,
seated on a
The-
chair
behind her.
Inside of the
Round
C
chair.
is the
Footwear
and it's
is
taking
the
up
same
most
color
of her
as the
body
leotard.
sheet of paper.
behind
And
her.
that's,
And
that's
again,
the
at the
middle.
top of
She's
the
not
left
covered by it,
C.
but
Is,
it's
uh,
very
Everything
visible
else
behind
looks
her.
like C
Briefs.
is the color red.
In the same color that's on his
Let me
face.
know when you want me to
Square.
keep going.
I'm kind of okay.
There's a
The
small
square is
The
blue.
moon
round
is in the
table
top right
beside the
Are they not
chair
supposed? Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
he is sitting on. And he's sitting
That was
on the
my
chair
bad.
kind of sideways.
What's that, Jesse?
And
There's
there's
a yellow wall
he spoke,
behind
but I
it.
like told- I basically told him to.
Behind the-
Gotcha.
Was it, is that a 30-second penalty or what?
Yes, we're gonna pause right now for 30 seconds, please.
You know,
and a couple of smaller ones.
a wooden floor.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
So you've got a wooden floor.
inside this big
The main
C,
Put the paintbrush down.
blue square is up top.
The painting
There's a
is
circle
this male
in the lower
person
half of
who
the
is
C. The circle
shirtless,
is half colored, purple on
thin,
top,
flat
green on bottom.
belly,
So a blue
seated
square
with his
green
arm
top purple,
around the top
and
of the
green
chair,
circle
sitting on the chair.
inside the letter C.
Leotards in a dark color.
Jesse, Nick, you may resume.
Dancer's footwear in a dark
If you're
color.
looking at the painting, that
the same color
female
as snow,
on the right
like briefs at the top
has the
of
red
leotard.
shawl, red blanket.
That same color on his face.
On the
makeup.
left,
Facing
there is a
toward my
couple,
right, brown, long
a man
hair. His
and a
ear
female,
is very prominent. You can see his
who are
ear.
floating, and they're both looking at the individual.
All right,
The wall
read-
behind
in
him
the
is
middle of the
basically
painting.
gold. There's some
Everything
brown on it too. There's a
on the
shadow.
They seem to be
painting is
kind
You've
of
got
like
a wooden
angelic.
floor, a brown
big
wooden
shape in the
floor,
middle is a
a
ginormous
brown
C.
small table
The
that's
C is
about
One of
the
them,
level of
I
his
believe it's
knees.
the female, has
The
wings.
chair is
A whiter
brown
version
too,
of
but it's kind of a
orange.
Black
reddish
wings
brown.
behind
You
her.
can't see
Not
very
pink,
much of
but
the
it's
chair.
a-
Mostly
added
you
to
can just
blue
see
and
his
green.
body.
And kind
That's
of
the big color on the C.
swooping around both of them. They're kind
He's
of
got
in an
his
embrace.
Don't turn around. Don't turn around.
Like behind both-
Sorry.
30 seconds. Maddie, stop.
But
Missy, stop.
Kind of enveloping both of them is a blue
the chair, and his fingers are
silk
resting
looking
on the brief
the
part
bottom of the
the
C.
blanket, I guess.
Has a circle in
He
it.
wasn't-
Only the circle is colored in with
There's
purple
a,
and green.
I don't know
there's
how
a
much
shadow
they
behind
missed.
him.
The
It's a
purple
shadow
is
of
on
him,
the
Okay.
but it's
circle
not a
and green is
prominent
on the
part of the
bottom.
picture.
I'm gonna keep going.
And the top
There's-
half of the painting, the
Um,
square is
and there's-
blue.
If you're looking at it, there's
shadow of
a
his legs are on the floor.
man and a
underneath
female
the
in
table.
an
Missy and Wendy, you can
If
resume.
you look at the painting, the table is to the left
There's a
of
blue
the picture, near the bottom. It's to
shawl,
the left of the chair.
kind of enveloping
Vincent
them,
is
His
using
kind
his
of
fingers to
and
make
all the way
swirls.
down.
wrapping in,
to
you
his
know,
feet.
in and around them.
Painting by Vincent.
Part
They're both
of the
nude.
painting.
Did you
This
tell
is-
them about the suns?
This is definitely
I saw
And the
the
female has
male
black
person.
wings,
Light that
looks like suns.
big black
Male.
wings
Globes of
coming
light that are
out.
not at,
from their back.
Globes of
with
light that are
with
not
the
during the
leotard
day.
and the color that's the color of night, with the briefs at the top, which are the
And the
color of
whole
snow.
city
And,
down
and
along
how
the
snug
bottom.
are those briefs?
Not very.
They're-
How snug are those
They're
briefs?
tight.
Yeah, no,
They're
no,
tighties.
yeah.
I love how
You're
you're
not supposed to help, right? Can we help each other?
I didn't say we couldn't.
How snug are
Did they
those
say we
briefs?
can? Can we help each other?
I don't see why not.
Did you say the first name of the artist?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear you say
Could,
that.
could I get some help? Because all
Where
I'm
does
doing
my
is starting
artist
out
keep
colors. And the
Uh,
letter C.
it looks like a really weird, like whale coming out, like a shamu coming
Another
out.
Yeah, that might be
another
a bit
detail
much.
of this
I don't
painting
know.
is that
with
behind everyone
Yeah,
is
the
water.
belly of an orca.
It looks like a
The belly of an
lagoon,
orca
Okay.
color.
Well,
and pretty
Well,
much
it's a
just the
parabola.
color of water.
I mean, it's a parabola, but the letter C does have a shape
And
coming out. It
the
kinda looks like
horizon
the C has a tongue.
kind of bisects the
and that,
painting.
that tongue is a color of
From
blank
top
sheet
to
of
You
paper.
know what it looks like
It's
to
an
me?
empty paper.
It looks like a Pac-Man.
Yeah, a Pac-Man. Why didn't I say Pac-Man? Yeah. If the drawing doesn't look like Pac-Man, start over.
Above the lagoon,
It's a Pac-Man
the
where
sky
eye
is also
a
blue, but a darker
square.
blue.
Pac-Man facing left. And then down where the mouth would be, there's more or less a circle
A
with
circle.
the purple and green.
We covered that. Okay. How are we doing on time?
You have about 7 minutes.
Okay. If you have any humans, buildings, or animals, you're doing it wrong.
The only person
Billy,
with
there's
clothes on
there.
is
I didn't tell you this,
the
but I mean,
person
there's it's not a complete wall behind him. To the right of the painting, there is what appears to be an open door. You can see, and it's open toward the back of the painting. And then on the far right, you can see a window, probably a window.
And
I
that
mean,
woman
it's
is
just
wearing
it's actually just a it's just a square in the color that's the color of night. I don't think that's terribly important to identifying this. I think yeah. I think the important. I want to tell you what the important things are again. This is a male person who is
And it's like a
shirtless,
swirly,
sitting on a
spiky
brown chair.
Yeah,
Brown
Pac-Man
and black.
With
a blue
leotards, the color of
Building
night,
of some sort.
and
Pac-Man's
a
bottom
tight,
lip, a purple
uh,
top half and a green bottom half.
that looks like briefs at the top of the leotard in the color of snow. Face has makeup on it the color of snow.
Pac-Man's
Looking
tongue
to the
is
right,
white. He
long
has a
brown
buzz.
hair, kind of light brown hair.
Can't
You can
see
see his ear.
when you're looking at this painting,
Probably has lipstick on.
on the left-hand side,
He's
to the
slim,
left of the person,
tight belly,
in the center of the painting to the left,
dancer shoes,
are a bunch of flowers.
little shoes with a
They're
strap,
floating through the
color
air.
of night.
I don't think there's any more I can
Small
see.
brown table with four
Right.
legs.
You did. I don't know
There's
how you did
probably
this.
20
Yeah,
or
At
so
the
of them.
near the
Like
bottom
he's
right,
wearing
near the bottom
castle
left
with
of the
some
picture,
sort of
rather beside the
castle.
chair.
On the
They're just
left,
sort of-
He's kind
that's
of
brown and
He's
He's
black.
sitting on the chair, but he's kind of leaning against it, kind of lounging on the chair.
Top right.
Arm
Mostly
around the,
that
the,
couple.
the top of the chair.
In the middle,
That's his right arm, and fingers on the edge of the brief part of the leotard.
You find
Left
Red.
arm,
Looks
his
of-
left
of
hand
like-
is on his left thigh. His
Everything
feet are
outside
crossed.
Pac-Man is
His
red.
feet are crossed.
Remember
His left foot is over his right foot.
again,
You're just going hard on the
couple that is
details.
embracing and floating to the left. They have a
The
blue
wooden floor. It's
shawl with
it's important to draw it so you can see the boards.
kind of
Brown wooden floors.
flowing
See
around
the
them,
boards.
kind of
You
intertwined
can see that it's a
throughout the
wooden
body.
floor.
Simple is better than complex.
Yeah.
And the female has two black
Gold
wings.
wall behind him. Basically, you can see there's some shadow in the picture.
One more detail that I haven't told you is that on the right hand side behind the female in the dress with the red shawl are probably 3 skinny trees, and the canopy of these trees is
think I got
black
it.
and goes all the way up, juts out, goes up to the top of the painting. There are 3 skinny trees, and the canopy all looks like it's the same canopy when the trees meet up top, and it goes out, almost kind of ending on the painting above the female in
Oh, you could say his
the thing
middle
on the
name.
beach
You could say
that
his
kids
middle
like
name.
to collect.
Oh no, I didn't.
Vincent
Vincent
Van.
Van.
Yeah, Vincent Van.
I'm going to repeat that about the trees.
Yeah.
There's all the way to the right, behind the female in the red, with the red shawl and the white dress with the black flowers on it, are 3 skinny trees. The canopy meets at the top,
Thank you for telling me it. I don't do
for all 3 of them, and kind of branches out towards the left.
So when I lived in Florida.
Those are prisons.
And
Oh, you
that's,
think?
it's a
And
minor
it's
part
gonna-
of the painting, but it's still there.
Alright, should we...
Behind everyone is a
Pac-
lagoon.
Pac-Man with the blue eye in the square.
The horizon bisects
Purple,
the painting.
purple top, green bottom circle.
Above
in
the
the bottom
lagoon
half
is a
of
blue
Pac-Man.
sky.
Pac-Man's tongue is the absence of color.
Pac-Man is facing to the left.
Pac-Man is facing to the left to see the shape.
Everyone
Red
is-
outside Pac-Man.
Everyone was barefoot.
That's all you need.
That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all.
Bank.
Yeah.
Can I bank the extra time for next time?
Okay.
But your
To the left
partner
of the
might not. Might,
person in the
your
middle,
partner needs
Should we
more
show the
time,
camera our
probably.
pictures?
Tim's great.
There's about 20
wanna see 'em?
pink flowers floating around.
There's mine.
So snug.
Mostly they're floating around the couple who was embracing, but they're just kind of floating around.
Yeah, you're timing it, right?
I don't have a
And this-
timer.
oh, this is filmed.
I mean, someone should keep talking because
The person in the middle,
Um,
their hair is
I
really
don't think I can
long.
give any more.
with these challenges, simple is better than complex. There you go.
The person in the middle, standing in the thing, the giant thing at the beach.
And you
that
got
kids like to
you
collect.
got all- this
Yeah.
matches that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember this
Long
is
hair
primarily
flowing down her back.
a picture of a male person sitting on a chair with no shirt on.
And what ethnicity would you say he is?
Oh, I would say he's Caucasian.
I would say that. Yeah.
He's Caucasian, but his
Her hand
and he,
is in
he
front of
is
her hair there.
it's he is in profile, completely facing to my right,
Right. Yeah.
with lipstick on likely. Brown hair that's kind of I say long. It's not
Almost to the shoulders.
not terribly long. Yeah. Slim belly. Dancer shoes.
Oh.
The object the person is standing in is white.
Small table to the left of the picture, toward the bottom, about knee level for him, and in front of part of the chair.
Time check.
And you have about a minute and 40.
Okay. Last minute details.
To the right, the woman.
I literally don't know how else.
I know.
Give.
Anything I give is gonna screw it up.
You can see his boobs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 colors on mine.
Jesse, you need to
No,
pause.
Oh, okay.
You can come back to your chair.
Technically 7. You could say 7 colors, but I never said that.
Oh,
Gold ball behind him. Yellow gold ball behind him.
But like maybe at the end.
Reddish brown chair. Darker brown table. Brown, kind of a brownish golden floor, but you can again draw those lines so you can see that there are boards on the floor.
Pac-Man has a tongue without any color.
Jesse, if you could resume.
The person to the right of the main focus of the painting, that female again has that white dress, red cape behind her.
It's an abstract painting.
His hair has a little bit of a flip on the end.
Pause for 30 seconds.
It's
30 seconds left.
It's not at shoulder length, but it's close to shoulder length.
You're frozen for the rest of the challenge.
But it's got a little bit of a clip or a curl at the end. He's got
Oh,
kind of a high force.
Now this one is where we get a little rogue because we have a couple of sitting and faces and hats and a window, but we don't have a window that they're like mentioning. And this is like Pac-Man. What the fuck?
Okay,
Like a chair and a table. I mean, this is. I was gonna say chair and table, but where's this coming from? Why are you throwing a window in here? But that's on the other side. And where's this table coming from? Is it this? It's ass backwards.
well, if they were standing like at each other like this.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but why would this? Okay, I mean I get what you're saying. That works. But
And the diaper, the
Mhm.
diaper.
Is that like a female that's sitting?
Well, the lipstick.
That's it, okay. What the hell?
Okay, do you think I could be maybe this one, or this one, or this one? Not this one. So maybe one of those two because it's so abstract. Where is this blue box coming from? Are we saying blue box here, or there's no blue box over here?
That could be it. Cause the
Blue
blue,
and the purple, green and the purple circle.
yeah, and the box,
Mm-hmm.
This
I mean, that's our best guess probably.
is the red, and the red. Is that a good guess, you guys?
Yeah, I think it's sufficient.
You think?
also could be. I think this is the iffiest one, but the diaper. Hopefully. Why?
You guys got all 4 correct. $16 added potentially to the pot.
Oh.
Chad, would you like to join me up here? Oh my God. Would you like to explain where you been this whole challenge?
Yes, so I was sequestered in my room, and during that time it was explained to me what you guys were doing and how the challenge was working. And an offer was made. The premise was an exemption was involved, and was I willing to risk any money that was made in exchange for an exemption that I would have to give to somebody. It wasn't something I could keep for myself. It was something negotiable, if you will, or so. I countered back. I did say, hey, what if half or half of whatever we make? Because I didn't know if we would make 4, 0, whatever. But they said no, and they countered back at 75%. And like I said, I feel like I'm a pretty tough negotiator, and I don't like to budge, and I didn't. So I said no, and we're going to keep all that money.
Thank you.
I've decided to turn down the deal and not. I mean, I negotiated a little bit, but they didn't accept, and I'm not willing to budge either. So I'm just going to decline it, put the money in the player's pot, and let the chips fall as they may.
Yeah, for the painting challenge, Chad was able to choose all of the groups and teams, and I fell into the, judge role, where I had to judge all of the paintings. So I was curious afterwards about why he picked everyone that he did. He didn't say there was an actual reason. He did say that the last people he picked as the judges, he may want to work with them, because he hasn't worked with them yet. So I don't know what that implies from what he's saying, but from our standpoint, I think everyone did really good with the paintings. I think when we got in there was a little confusion about one of them. It looked like a Pac-Man and some guy wearing like tighty-whities and all this other stuff. So it seemed like a lot of issues were around Drew and how he was communicating that painting. So that was very suspicious. But from the judging standpoint, Dawn, Matt, myself, we didn't really have any issues of picking anything. So it was an easy win. And it wasn't really too difficult from our standpoint. But it was interesting to hear all the stories from other people when they were painting. So afterwards, there wasn't really any talk or drama. Connecting with Chad has been very difficult from that standpoint. He hasn't really talked game, and he goes in and out of the rooms, and then he doesn't share any information or give any information. So I'm just trying to pick everyone's brain and socialize and see where I lie with them. So right now it still seems like it's our room that are sleeping together that is working together and sharing information. So I think that's what we're going to do going forward.
So the painting challenge, we were all down and had to find somebody to be a good negotiator, which, I fancy myself a good negotiator, having worked in the poker industry, having just, negotiated things over the years. The only other person that kind of jumped in was Kim, because she's a realtor, which made sense. But I thought this was a good opportunity for me to really step up. She said she didn't really want it. I said I'd take it. And so I got to be the negotiator, which meant I had to split the teams with little knowledge. And I kind of did that haphazardly. There wasn't a huge strategy to it, just kind of splitting some people I trust with some people I didn't, to hopefully get some information. And then ultimately I thought I was going to be left with 3 people, and they would be part of my team. So I saved some people for that reason. But as it turned out, I was isolated as the negotiator while they participated in the challenge. And then I was offered a deal regarding an exemption, not for myself, but for somebody else, if I was willing to give up any potential money that they might win in that challenge. And that was certainly tempting. It would have been a good way to maybe make an ally, and I did really consider it, how I would use it. But ultimately, I was, I said I'd give up half but that wasn't accepted, and I wasn't willing to budge to 3/4, which was offered. So I think I showed my tough negotiating skills, and ultimately they passed all 4 challenges and banked $16, which was great. And I think, you know, as somebody who probably drew a little heat early on, I think that was good for my reputation, you know, not very mulish, if you will.
That was fun. It was kind of funny because I thought the painting that was given to me was the easiest one. But everyone was like, I don't know, it's gonna be kind of hard. I'm like, I'll take it if no one wants it, you know? And it turned out great. So it was the Starry Night one. And I mean, I love Vincent van Gogh. I went to the immersive what thing at the art museum in Detroit. So it was really awesome. So yeah, I thought it was fun.
I was the painter. So who was I painting with? John. Yes, it was John. He was the person describing it to me. So it was very interesting because I've played it before and I was the one who got to pick them out. So painting definitely is a fun thing. We had the only abstract, so I thought we had a really good chance of getting it. Didn't know it was the only abstract, figure out later. But he said, he kept saying Pac-Man, so I drew a Pac-Man, and then somebody else goes, no, it's going to the left, so I had to mark it off. We had no erasers. I mean, we get in water, we're having to try to get the paint colors off, so it's because he says without color, which means it's white, and I'm like, my paintbrush is covered in blue shit. And so I was like, well, let's see if we can get that off. And that made me really worry about Drew. Drew was like, he's either really trying to make people go all in on him, or he's gone up on my things. I gotta watch how that is, because the directions he gave his poor guy were awful. You know, shirtless man, maybe has a shirt, think it might be in a diaper, there's a chair, no, it's a wall. It was just, we're all like, so made me feel good about Wendy. She picked a very easy one to describe. And then Missy got to basically finger paint. I think it was cool to watch him do it, but his painting is really awesome. So if you ever show a picture, it actually, when it dried, looks amazing.
Yeah, so in the painting challenge, we were divided up into 3 teams plus 1 solo. I was in the callers group. So the callers group had to go in, pick a painting, and then describe it to a person who couldn't see the painting, and they had to recreate the painting using limited paints, and also they couldn't speak. So my group was, I'm gonna be terrible at the names. So in the callers group, it was me, Wendy, 2 other people. We all had to choose. We all had to choose our painting. I went for a abstract painting. I had to describe it using colors. I did make a mistake by describing it as a C instead of a backwards C. I think a couple people caught on that I switched up the direction, so the Pac-Man and the painting got crossed out. Who knows if that actually threw anybody on my trail or not. And then we ended up winning all 4 paintings, and Chad was the solo person. He decided not to sell our money for an exemption, but he already had one, and he had to give that one away. So that was the painting.
The painting challenge was fun. I was picked as one of the callers, apparently because I have a smooth, buttery voice, which I've never been described as having that before. But, you know, I am not really confident in my shouting and, like, you know, skills in terms of just directing people loudly what to do and where to go. But this really worked out. I was really proud of how I did, and the person that I was screaming instructions to on how to paint this picture that I was holding and describing what they had to do, what they had to paint without saying a lot of specific words. It worked out really well. The painting looked great. The people who had to guess and match the paintings got it right away, so I felt really good about that, and that's nice because my voice is actually something I've always kind of been not that confident about, because it just always feels like it kind of goes here and then drops off. So to be able to know that I was able to convey a lot of information loudly with someone that could hear it was kind of good.
So I was on the creative team. We were the ones doing the painting. It was me, Kim, it was me, Kim, Missy, and Billy. the calling team, my partner in that was Nick. He was very, very descriptive. I kind of knew what it was right away. He said it was essentially a very popular painting of a woman in a seashell, and I was like, oh, I know that. So like I kind of just went with it. He went really, really in depth about it. So that was cool. On the other side of the table, I could hear Drew talking a lot of nonsense. He said both the taboo words, which you're not supposed to say, like very early into the challenge. And I'm not sure he did the best job of describing, so that might have been some intentional sabotage. I'm not sure. A second. Oh, and then there was some weirdness as well with John and Kim. I felt like he picked kind of a hard one, and I don't know how they did. But overall, I think the challenge was not too hard, and it was a big success. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I liked it.
Painting challenge, yes. I was on the talking team, whatever it was. We had to select, 4 of us had to select one painting from a group of 12 or 15. I can't remember how many there were. These were classic paintings, although I'd never seen some of them. And we had to pick the ones that we thought that we could describe verbally to our castmates who were the painters. And so I picked one that had a painting I'd never seen before, but it was a man who didn't have a shirt on. It looked like maybe he was a dancer. He was a slim guy, and he was sitting in a chair. And anyway, I picked it because it was the only one I saw that had like a man as a primary feature, and the fact that he didn't have a shirt on I thought was unusual. And so anyway, and that went pretty well. Not only did we get that one because after the paintings had to be done, then another group had to look at all the paintings and select the 4 paintings that were created by our artists here, who had some pretty limited resources. They could only get one color of paint at a time, and they didn't have any way to clear out their paintbrushes, and so the pictures are pretty sad. One of them actually a copy of Van Gogh's Starry Starry, and that looks pretty good actually, you know. But anyway, that was fun, and we earned some money for the good pot. Yeah, for that one.
I was on the painters team, which was not a very good choice for me. I am not an artist when it comes to painting. Give me any other creative outlet and I could probably decently do it. Painting, not so much. And just as I expected, it turned out very wrong. Once again, I was paired with Drew, and he's still on my suspect list, and this is another reason why. The entire time, he's like, first, he said two of the words he shouldn't have said, which made me instantly have to stop for 30 seconds. So I basically stopped for a minute. Then he was shouting words, telling me things that were places and colors, and he was just going too fast. He was setting me up to fail, and I'm sitting there in back painting, and it came out to be no.
Split up into 3 groups. There were going to be callers, there were going to be the creatives, and there were going to be the judges. Chad was somehow chosen to be the negotiator, which was like, they were obviously putting him in a position to get another exemption, that was weird to me. Whoever was the spokesperson behind that, I will investigate further. However, I, being a creative, was obviously selected as a painter. Wendy was paired up with me, and we did very well. We rocked it. She needed to say 3 words, and I knew what painting she was saying. It was very easy. Anybody with a brain could do it. You just swirl around with your fingers, with little finger painting, boop, 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 and it was quite a fun activity. I would have been quite gobsmacked had I not earned any money for the team in that. That would have been Molish activity because my painting was perfect, and I hope that there's footage of it shown somewhere, and I hope it's there. So we won that game. No thanks to Nick and Drew, who were awful at describing their paintings to their other people. like Nick's was a much easier painting to get because it was the birth of Venus, and that's very easily recognizable. But the way that he was talking to Jesse, it was very suspect to me, because he was like, he started off like, there's a shell and a woman and she's standing there. But then all of these like details that seemed like extraneous to the point, and it seemed like he was kind of trying to confuse Jesse. Jesse was just trying to draw a freaking shell, man. That's all he could do. And Drew, I knew the piece that he had, and looking at it, I know that there were words that you couldn't say, but also, if you have 15 minutes, what does it cost you to say all 3 words in a row and wait a minute and a half and just get the picture for more context? Because the way that he was describing it did not, and likewise, Billy didn't produce a very good product either, so that wasn't great on them. I don't really know how we matched all 4 of them. It's a miracle. So that's Dawn, Corey, and it doesn't matter right now, but I have it written down. They were great judges, and they chose the right ones, and I think it was against some people's designs in the game. But yay, more money.
I was in the final group that had to match what they painted with the painting that they chose. So we had to match them up. And I think that they did a good job on the paintings that they did, because I didn't have a problem matching it up with the original painting. So our group didn't have that problem. I felt like they did a great job. I really felt like they did. So we didn't have any problems, and we took all the money for the agents. So I felt like that was a good challenge.
So I was one of the art critiques with Corey and Dawn. So we were just waiting for everybody to finish their little figure paintings. And luckily we were all able to get all 4 of those paintings correct. I didn't really notice, at least from my point of view, it didn't really seem like there was much that could be done to sabotage that part, at least for how we critiqued it all. So yeah, it ended up being successful and everything, so I like that.
Here is what it is, okay? So, what we want you to do is for $2 from the player pot to the mole. You get to go through and read any dossier you want. You can take notes if you brought a notebook. If you didn't, have fun. So it's up to you what you decide.
Just $2 to go through all of them?
$2 to go through all of them for 5 minutes. You can look through certain ones. You look through all of them.
I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do it?
Yes.
All right, we got it. And we get out of the way. Let me start the timer and go ahead.
How long do I have?
5 minutes. Do your thing.
Okay, well, you didn't lie about that. Oh, okay, well. Big Brother. He just literally said he doesn't, it's a big commitment, he doesn't watch it. He literally just said that. Favorite childhood cartoon, X. Coffee, dogs. Okay, he did say sweet. I can hinge my fingers. Big kids. Favorite time machine, past. Ocean craft and small town. Okay, so I'll do that. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All
Mr. Chad. Most likely. Too much to write down. Oh, Hogwarts. There we go. Can you give me like a 1 minute warning?
Yes. You're at 3 minutes.
Left.
3 minutes left, yes.
This guy's lost his.
It looks like it's underneath.
Yeah, that's me.
Hands. This is gonna look really bad if someone else gets to see my notebook.
You're at 1 minute.
Oh, Missy Ravenclaw. Missy information.
You have about 30 seconds.
Spanish Savory Dog on the Beach. Okay.
Are they actually confessional? Were they confessionals earlier?
You know what? Maybe. So you had a yes or no question to what?
Yes.
Did the people this morning get that same question?
I don't think they got it yet.
So we're the first.
I think so.
Okay.
Because when we walked in, he was like, "Welcome to your next challenge, surprise."
Yeah. Did you like?
Yes.
Yeah. We don't have exemptions. No. As far as I know, you don't have a Joker. I need something going.
Same.
Yeah. Did you get much out of it?
It was so. I mean, like, I was trying to write things down at first, and then I couldn't. So then I was just reading to make sure, like, what I could remember anything.
Did you find anything?
The one thing, not really. I was looking for. I was trying to look at Chad's a lot.
How are you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
What are you doing? Are you going for the professional?
Yeah.
You gotta do the product. Oh, you already went?
Yeah. Wait.
How'd it go?
It went fine.
Just now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was confused if so 6 people went before lunch, and
Yeah.
now the other 6 are going. Did the 6 people before lunch get a question like we got a question? You answered a question yes or no?
Yeah, I answered the question yes or no.
Okay. Did the people this morning have that same question?
I don't know. I was literally just thinking.
Yeah,
that.
we don't know. So.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I think all 12 of us are. Either we're gonna be 6 up here, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if they asked him already.
Did you find
everyone downstairs was like, "Why Stadium Johnson?" We were confused.
When you guys left, when you left, they literally thought you were taking the quiz because you hadn't come back yet. So they're speculative.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're figuring things out.
So we're the first three to get the question.
Yeah.
Who has the exemptions?
It's
I got it written down.
Chad.
Yeah, those are the only ones who have accepted.
Yeah.
And then jokers are Jesse, Wendy, Missy, Drew.
And then one unknown.
And then one unknown. Which
we
think it's Matt, but he kept denying it when I was talking to him this morning.
That's the thing. The way he's denying it is extremely like.
Why would you?
Why? Yeah, it's sketchy.
This morning at breakfast, though, he made some comment like, "Oh, because I'm my Joker," and then someone asked him, "Do you have a Joker?" He was like, "No."
Why is he lying about it?
Yeah, I have no idea. But okay, so I want to bring this up. I think I told you.
Oh,
so when we were doing the box, he walked right by the desk.
Did he really?
Right in the corner.
One over here?
In the bushes.
Yeah.
And then I turned around. I looked at the box. I'm like,
because he was covering the side of the house.
He was covering the side of the house. I said, "Hey, what's that?" And he's like, "A box." It can't be Matt. We don't know.
I don't know. I feel like Matt would be too obvious because he doesn't seem.
I don't know. Sometimes it could be the quiet ones.
That's true.
But also, I was thinking, I don't think it's Wendy, but she keeps doing things that I'm like, why are you
we were
doing
discussing
this?
this earlier. Yeah. Even down there, like why you guys were working on, like she was saying a couple of things, and I was like, what?
Where's Drew? His choices during the painting?
Don't even get me
Is it
started.
wild? Because
Did you hear me? Because I told him simplify. He's talking about the cracks in the wood, and I was like,
for my painting.
For the paint. That's what he's talking
That's
about.
what I'm trying to.
Well, because when we were in there doing the puzzle, literally all he was focused was the entire time he was focused on the directions. He was focused on the directions. That's it. And
That's what Wendy was during ours too.
Yeah.
I was like, can we solve the puzzle? She's like, don't
Right.
open them yet.
But
We have to do
he
the
was
puzzle.
focused on the fact that the instructions said the solutions were in the book. And I'm like, okay. He's like said it to him and Nick both said it like 2 or 3 times, and then he's like, we can't escape. And I was like, clearly we have more to do.
Yeah.
And they were like, but it just, it was like, so that's when I was starting doing like a puzzle. And then finally when Kim came to the room, she was like, do puzzles. I was like, I'm so mad. Almost flipped.
I have all the dossiers of all the players.
Okay.
For $2 from the player pot that goes to the mole, you can read any of them you want for 5 minutes. You can pick one, you can read them all, it's up to you. Do you accept my offer or do you not accept my offer?
I'm not going to take it.
Are you going to take it?
No.
Alright, then go upstairs. You're all set?
She said no, but she's super prepared.
That's what I have support.
That is great observation. Yeah.
She said the same thing. She said with production interviews, she asked if she could come prepared, and I said yes. But like, who?
Why would you come prepared?
Why are you
don't know?
yeah.
You know? So like, I feel like there's certain things with certain people, but it's like, I don't have a solid, like, for anybody. You know?
This first quiz is gonna be killer.
Yeah.
We're going to do a formal confessional later on, but I do have a mission for you.
Yes, sir.
So here's the mission. I have all the dossiers.
Yeah.
For $2 from the player pot to the mole pot.
Uh-huh.
You can look at them. You have 5 minutes. You can look at one. You can look at all of them. You can take notes. It's up to you how you use that time.
Mm-hmm.
If you decline, I put them away, and the money stays in the mole or in the player pot.
How long do I have to decide?
How long does it take? What are you thinking? What's your thoughts?
Okay, so I have 5 minutes to look at all of them.
Yep.
$2.
Correct.
What's our pot now?
We're at $42.
We take 2 pots and put it in the mole pot. And if I don't look at them, then nothing, right?
Correct.
I'll look at them.
We're doing it? You ready?
Sure.
Alright, and we get out of your way. Go ahead and do your thing.
Go.
You're welcome to dig. Yep, go ahead and dig. You look through it, read answers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, good. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's because we all forgot what we said in the thing. I'll be completely disclosive.
So
nothing to hide.
what we were talking about though is just like top suspects and no suspects.
Okay. So who are your top suspects?
Well, we were talking about Matt. He missed a box outside.
So because I asked Corey, I don't know if you noticed this when before us were running, we rounded the side of the house. Right in the bushes was like box whatever.
Mhm.
He walked right by it.
Mhm.
When I turned around, I could see it dead under the bush.
Mhm.
Did you notice that? You noticed that? Okay. I didn't. Anyone?
I guess I wasn't covering the side.
I haven't actually been in a team with him to see him. I haven't.
I don't think we've worked together either.
It's,
We haven't.
it's good to be on different teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone on other teams you've kind of had a second thought about?
Chad.
Chad.
Really?
Which-
Because I haven't gotten anything from him.
Well, so this morning when we were doing our thing, I mean, it seemed to take so long for him to answer sometimes. And I mean, although we were talking about how hard that was, although, I don't know, it seemed like things were being delayed when they didn't need to be.
So, yeah, who said this? Don said the same thing to me that, no, Kim said this. Like, he doesn't provide information, but he wants information all the time.
Yes, I
And
know
that's
that.
that's my biggest thing I clock with him is like
But
he's
I
always.
got that from Jesse too. So like when we were talking,
I get that, but that's what I'm saying.
So like when we were talking about the questions that we got in our, Jesse wasn't really quick to answer. Yeah,
I didn't get Jesse's until this morning. Oh no, sorry, Chad.
I didn't. I got Chad last night somehow.
You got what?
Chad's last name
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Jesse.
The envelope.
The envelope question.
So we were trying to get Jesse. What did Jesse not answer?
Do a challenge.
Yep. Oh, wait, it was either a challenge or a quiz. Yeah.
And never mind. No, see, it's a challenge. All right. So I have an offer for you.
Okay.
For $2, I can let you look through these for 5 minutes. You can look through one. You can look for all of them. You can write notes. It's your life decision. So that's gonna come from the player pot to the mo pot. If you decline it, no money changes spots. The current pot is at $42. Current player pot is at $42.
And the mole only has 12.
All right, well, I can got it.
How many minutes do I have?
3 minutes.
Thank you. Don't care about me. I have my stuff. Oh, yeah. Just want to see a few things.
You have 40 seconds.
Go, hey.
Hey,
Hey.
Already. Come on.
Of course.
What'd you say?
What'd you do? What'd you do?
What'd I do?
Yeah, what'd you do?
Sat in the room for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So you just sat there?
I know. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Not telling us?
Am I the only one that didn't?
What?
I said, am I the only one who didn't work?
You didn't. You could have said you were doing it and then looked at nothing. But wasted 5 minutes.
Oh,
good.
I guess.
Say, I don't want it. I'm gonna wander around. We were all downstairs thinking it was gonna be a quiz, so this is way better. No offense.
I walked in, I was about to say, I'm ready for the quiz. Like, they go, sit down, and I saw
That's a
them
good
on, I was like,
observation,
all right.
though.
Yeah.
Because if we should start questioning people if they said they did it, because if they didn't pick up anything, then they did what you just said.
Yeah.
Wait. Say that.
Like, they say, yes, I want to do it, but don't even look because they don't need to, because
Right.
they're mole.
Right.
So they don't need to.
But how would you?
But-
what do you get out of
The fun thing is, at least at ours, the mold.
That's what she- I mean, that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, I guess, right? And then you can question somebody and be like, well, that's not what I saw on the dossier. You know what I mean?
But there's so much information.
It's true.
Right.
There's a lot of information.
But I mean, there's one key thing, like we just talked about, there's one key thing you pick up on. Like, I picked up on a couple of things. So.
Yeah.
See, and then what I was thinking about, because we noticed that you were super fast downstairs. We're being very observant down there now.
Oh yeah. As soon as I got up here, I'm like.
Yeah, we were like, oh, he didn't come back. But when you were super fast, that could also mean you're mole too, because while it was only worth
Well,
$2,
'cause for me, it's like-
you don't have to.
Well, yeah.
You also don't need the information, so it looks like it's a win-win for you. You know?
Well, for me, it was like, I looked at it and like, regardless, I'm hard with quizzes. So if I'm gonna lose and fail,
Do you
I'm
think
gonna
the
lose and
information's
fail
up
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
Whether I look at the
And
information or
final
I
quiz,
don't look at the
100%.
information. You know
What
what I
about the
mean?
final quiz?
Final quiz is 20 questions of like deep.
Oh yes.
There's some rumbling down there.
Yeah.
So, you have walked into a mission.
Oh, okay.
Here's your mission. Apartment offer, I guess. So, for $2 from the player pot, it'll go to the mole. I will let you look at everybody's dossiers for 5 minutes. You can take notes, you can read it, you can memorize it, whatever you want to do at that time. If you decline, no money moves, and then you just head back upstairs.
Can I ask a question about what's in them?
It's a question that you guys filled out.
Okay. I'm just gonna move on and keep the money.
All right, you're good. Go ahead. Y'all think something's going on up here?
I have absolutely no thought of what's going on anywhere.
Well, I have an offer for you.
Okay.
So, you've walked into a mission, just so you are aware,
Okay.
and an offer. For $2 from the player pot, it would go to the mole. I will let you look at everybody's dossiers. These are a questionnaire that everyone answered, so you'll get information about them. You have 5 minutes. You can look through as many as you want, as few as you want. You can memorize, you can take notes, whatever you want. If you choose to pass, then you just head upstairs, and no money gets taken from the pot. All right? And you would be correct. You've walked into a mission. Here's the offer. For $2 from the player pot, what you'll be allowed to do is look through everybody's dossiers. This is a questionnaire that was filled out before you came. You can take as many notes from it. You can memorize it, read it, whatever you want. You have 5 minutes. You look at one. You can look at all 12. Once 5 minutes is done, we put them away. So that'd be $2 from the player pot will go to the mole pot if you choose to accept. If you decline my offer, then you'll just head upstairs.
I decline it.
Okay? You're good to go?
Walked right in after
Well, that's
her,
I was surprised when you
and
came.
then
I'm like, why don't
I
you
didn't
do
do
all
the
the
confession
confession?
first.
Yeah, I think they're just because they didn't want it.
Tom said he was going to do it later. But
Yeah, it's gonna do it a little at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do a
I mean-
confessional.
Okay, I told Tom I wanted.
Because I
to,
walked
and-
in, first thing he said is,
Matt, can I
he
go
said,
get some Tylenol?
this is your official confessional, and he goes, I know, he said, this isn't your confessional, this is a challenge, and then put the dossiers right in front of me and said,
No, I
this
didn't
is
do a
what.
confessional.
Mm.
It was just the dossiers.
Oh, okay.
So I walked in, sat
Okay.
down,
See,
he
it
showed me the.
threw me off because I'm timing people like, okay, did a confessional, John didn't do a confessional. It seems like you took a while, but it's
No, I just came right off her heels. I walked in, he showed me the dossiers, and I said I
already got everyone.
You did remember your answer about famous person.
That's because there's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. I mean,
That's the trouble with those
Did anyone look at
questions.
mine? What answer
Mom,
was
our
mine?
mom
I need to
All of
know.
them.
Was it Billy?
No?
No, I want to know because I need to know what I put.
I'm gonna put that one on.
I say so. I have my answers on my phone. So
I mean, there's
I can
12
go
of
back
us. I'm
and
gonna
do
do
it.
it.
Might be a little quiz time.
It is not. It's actually another mission.
Nice.
Here's your choice. So I have an offer for you. For $2 from the player pot, it'll get moved over to the mole pot. I'll give you 5 minutes to look at everybody's dossiers. If you choose to accept it, you can read through one, read through all 12, whatever you want to do. You can take notes, memorize, whatever makes sense for you. After the 5 minutes, they go away and you head upstairs. If you decline my offer, then you just go upstairs and nobody gets moved. So what would you like to do?
Okay. I've seen this challenge before, so I think if I pass, there might be something additional afterwards, but it's always a gamble with trying to base the game off of previous knowledge. I'll pass.
Can pass? Alright, go ahead and head upstairs.
Well, what did you think?
Such little money.
Well, what did you think? What do you think?
Half that.
I think he walked away.
What's that? I know. I can be walked away.
You went
Yes.
Well, no, we're not. Like, when you're 20. Like,
No, you read. You read them.
You read him?
Look at your face. You looked.
You read them.
You looked.
You looked.
You
You
looked.
looked.
So you passed.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. You said no. So you passed.
Pass means like
Yeah.
pass the opportunity or
Uh-huh.
pass the
I just
Pass the quiz.
quiz, which you will do.
Yeah.
You look.
You will pass the quiz.
So we're gonna be passed.
I love how at first when we said we were non-conspicuous about it, like all of it said, "How's your confession?" I was like, "What?" And now we're just like, "What'd you do?"
Yeah. Well, I swear this morning people are like, how did your confessional go? And then I come up here and like, they were asking if they looked or not, right? And it's all just
Like at first I was like, "Are we even allowed to talk about it? Is that why we're not?"
Are you ever going to tell us?
I was writing what
From the player pot.
Yeah.
I move it to the mole pot. I will give you 5 minutes to look through everybody's dossiers. Get all the information they have not talked about. If you choose to accept it, you can look at one, you can look at all 12, it's up to you. If you decline my offer, then you head upstairs and nobody gets moved.
I'm gonna look.
Alright? Alright. And
That's
you
so
are
fun.
good to go. Do whatever you want.
Okay, I don't need to look at
The
the
floor is yours.
Okay. Wow, there's so much in here. Chad, not too suspicious of him right now. Who's this? Drew. He's a liar. Drew lied about his dead person that he would have dinner with. That's a lie. I wonder if this is like salty, savory. He could say that. Oh, but I still don't think he's the mole. I don't really think he's the mole. I don't think John's the mole. You guys are getting so much information here. He hasn't really given much. I don't think Don's the mole. I'm not gonna look. Kim. Comfort food. Beach vacation. Dog. Flying. Kim, did she say flying? Teleporting. Oh, let's go. Can I have a time check or?
Yes. We let you know when there's a minute remaining, but I can give you more calls if you want them.
Okay. Sunset. Did she say sweet or savory? She said both. I mean, I can see
You
that.
got about 3.5 minutes remaining.
Oh, this is so fun. I'm so glad we're doing this. Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm just gonna rate a handful of things about her, and then some other folks, maybe. Nick, he's someone else I should write about, just in case. Because there's not enough time to look at everybody. How much time, if you don't mind me asking?
We were just waiting to see who came up the stairs.
What'd you learn, Jesse? What'd you learn?
What were my answers so I know what to tell people now because I don't remember?
I saw some honesty based on things people said around the table, and some not so much honesty, but I didn't. We can talk more throughout the night. I'm not going to tell everybody.
You have to focus on
Certain things.
one
Yes.
question per person. Literally.
Because I only went like 5 questions each person because there was no time to read. Like,
I don't remember the that long. It was
Yeah.
So a lot of people
I remember. I told you, I probably don't remember.
Yeah, because you were so fast. You're what really put everyone downstairs into a tailspin because we were all like, it only went so fast. It's probably a quiz. Like you probably zoomed through it or whatever. Because we're all freaking out.
He said no.
Which I mean, I'm so glad I went first now.
I know. Well, we were like, what the hell's taking John so long? Like,
And then all of a sudden we're
It's like I'll look at the out.
Yeah, he's good at it. Keep the tally running.
Yeah.
keep that tab going. I want to put it in the negative.
Yeah, Chad mentioned. Chad was like, you was like Corey went out.
100%. No, because the exemption have to be used at the next.
Well, if you didn't Well, after the first person went and didn't come back, and then the second person went, I said, I think this might be the quiz.
It is not the quiz.
Oh, okay. Well, you had us all.
But it is a mission. So I have an offer for you.
Okay.
So for $2 from the player pot to go to the mole pot, I'll let you look at everybody's dossiers for 5 minutes. You can look at 1, you can look at 12, however you want to do it. You can take notes, you can memorize. It's all up to you. If you choose to decline my offer, you just head upstairs.
This is interesting because just based along how long we were sitting, I know some people turned it down, but I also know some people took it. So, you know what? Yeah, I put $16 in that pot last challenge. I'm going to take $2 of it and I'm going to use it for myself. So.
All right, you accept?
Yes.
Got it? You're good to go.
I can write down stuff?
You can write down stuff and do whatever you want. It's your moment.
Get
We already had
some
you down.
information?
Yeah, we already have you at
He thinks that it's owed to him because he saved us so much challenge.
Let him speak for himself.
Okay.
What's the question?
Why
Did
did
I
you say
do
yes? Did you look?
Yeah, why'd you say yes? Why'd you take it to look and get?
Because I banked $16.
Yeah.
Figured I could use 2 of it.
There you go. There you go.
Also, I know based upon how long that I sat down there that some of you did as well.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like the list?
It's about 50-50.
I can offer.
Okay.
Here's my offer. For $2, I will give you 5 minutes to look through anybody's dossier you want. You can look at all of them. You can look at one. It's how you want to spend your time. It's up to you. You're allowed to take notes. That money comes from the player pot and goes to the mole pot.
So it is 2 minutes for.
So it's 5 minutes for $2.
5 minutes for $2.
Correct. And that goes, and then you can do whatever you want. You can take notes, you can memorize, whatever your system is.
I'll take the offer.
You're gonna take it? You got it? You are good?
Yeah.
You do your thing, you start a timer. Alright, go do your thing.
I'll tell you when you have a minute left, but if you need more time checks, let me know. Who says that tomato was a vegetable? Time check, please. 3 minutes. Left. Yeah. Fruit. I'm so funny. I am so funny. I knew we were still the same. All these vegetable people. This is actually my twin? Oh. Time check, please. 2 minutes. I like that he's not used. Can we tell him? Just tell me when it's 1 minute. Mm-hmm.
After that, we were offered to look at dossiers for $2, and obviously that was an immediate yes. I mean, the more information you have in this game, the better, and it was only $2. I mean, it did end up being, I think, 16 altogether for the pot, but I think it was worth it. It was tough to get all the information, but I was able to look at Kim's, Dawn's, Chad's, and everyone's, really read them quickly to see if they were lying or anything about what their interests or anything else in that matter. But yeah, it was some valuable information. It could come into play later on. So, and it did start some conversation about who was lying, who was not lying, and who didn't choose and chose, and so on. But yeah, it was a good one, and I think Kim mentioned that she just came in here and she said, yeah, I just went in and I sat there for 5 minutes and I looked at mine. So she was trying to like play it off as like she didn't do it, but then she was like, yeah, I just looked at mine, and then so that clearly that means she did the pot. So it was a little suspicious of that. And everyone else was like, okay, so you did do it, but why are you just looking at yours? And then she admitted fully later on that she did look at everyone. So I think she's just playing really hard and then slowly releases some information.
Is this for the offer for the
dossier?
The dossier. Yeah. So it was interesting because we were called up what we thought were confessions, and I believe it was John went first, and then they called up Corey, and I noticed right away that John never came back, and I thought it was strange that they were calling up somebody else, and so immediately I thought, uh-oh, this might be the quiz, the surprise. And I was actually one of the last two, along with Missy. We paper, rock, scissors to see who'd go last. And I ended up going second to last because we were both exempt from the quiz, so we thought, well, we'd go last. But as it turned out, we were going up into the room where our dossiers, the player dossiers were, and offered to look for 5 minutes if we were willing to take $2 from the player pool. And I had a strong suspicion that a good amount of people did do that just based upon timing of certain things. And I said, you know what? I just helped bank, $16 by turning down the negotiation. I'm gonna spend 2 of it because I need a little information on certain people, and so I did. And it is interesting because a lot of people did end up accepting that deal. In fact, we lost all that $16 because I believe 8 of us, maybe it was 14, but a bunch of us did take it up on it. So.
I was offered to take $2 out of the pot to look at dossiers, and I didn't even contemplate. I just walked out. So to me, it's like I wouldn't even know what to look for to begin with, to even try and help things. But also, to me, it's like we're here to win money, so taking money out of that pot doesn't make sense to me. So.
Well, so we were so early in the game, it wasn't like the mole didn't have a ton, and we were a lot higher. I tried to kind of do the math in my head real quick, saying, well, if it's half of us, we'd probably still have more. And I guessed that about half would do it. And I was like, I'm not going to miss it. So I did it. I mean, it was $2 in the run, and 7 of us that did it. And I don't feel guilty about it at all. I'd feel guilty. I probably would feel bad if it was more like $20 out of the pot to get a look at it, because it'd be a bigger pot. But $2, I was like, we'll get that. And I think we did it today, so I feel okay.
In the dossier challenge, we were offered $2 from the pot that went to the mole in order for 5 minutes to look at everyone's dossier. The important thing about this challenge was most people took the dossier months and months ago and have forgotten their answers. I've seen everyone get exemptions and jokers today, and I had 0. So I took the challenge. I stayed. I paid the $2. I looked at all of the dossiers. For some reason, I wanted to focus on one question for every person, and that's what I wrote down in my book, was everybody's Harry Potter house. I don't know if that's going to come into play. I did a little searching for who might the mole be based on lies. It's hard to tell if what's in your dossier is actually a lie if you misremembered that months later.
That they, gave to us was to be able to look at other players' dossiers for pretty cheap. It was only $2 that would be eliminated from the pot. I opted not to take it, and I think perhaps maybe my naivete got the better part of me. Even though I know I'm playing a game, and a cutthroat game at that, I still wanted to have some faith in the community, thinking that it's early, we need to build up this pot. So you can't possibly memorize all this information in a few minutes. So let's just pass up this silly offer. It's minimal money, but at the end of the day, we lost $14, $16, and that cut our prize pot almost in half. And had we not done that, I even asked people, so what'd you find out? And they were like, oh my God, it was too overwhelming. I couldn't even take all the notes because I just saw information overload. So it didn't really help anyone. So I wish we kind of would have just, done the right thing, in my opinion.
So when I got that, we were all freaking out downstairs because we thought it was our first exam. So everyone was panicking. Well, maybe not everyone, but I was panicking about it being exam time already. So when I came in and I saw the dossiers, I was extremely happy that it wasn't an exam yet. And as soon as I got the offer, I was like, I gotta look. I don't really feel bad about it. It seems like the majority of people did look. I I didn't have much time, so I went through maybe about 5 or 6 of the people I'm most suspicious of and wrote down like 6 or 7 of their answers really quick from the top. I checked and saw some people were telling the truth when we compared questions yesterday, and some people were lying, so that was kind of telling. And people seemed very confident in their answers yesterday, and they were false. So that was interesting.
An offer to take $2 out of our pot and put $2 in the mole's pot and spend 5 minutes looking at dossiers of our castmates with information that would be helpful to us perhaps on our quizzes. And so I did that because I wanted to take every opportunity to get some information. It didn't work out so great. I mean, the timing was limited. I mean, there were 12 of us. Of course, I didn't look at my own. But still, what I had to do, because there was a lot of information in there, I just had to focus on like a little bit on each one. And then I went back because of 2 or 3 people that I was particularly focused on as maybe being the mole. I wanted to look at theirs a little bit more closely.
So I was given an offer. I did not look at it. In my opinion, if I'm gonna fail a test, I'm gonna fail it with what I have. I don't need the extra, and you never know what you're gonna find out with the extra, and it might not even be worth it. You know, so I just said it wasn't really worth taking the risk.
Well, it was funny because we all thought that we were getting called up for confessionals, at least that's what we were told, and we immediately started speculating, why are we being held down here at this time? Because usually if we're doing confessionals, we can just like bob around, whatever. This was much more structured. So was there going to be a quiz right then and there? Everybody was studying on edge. You could like cut the silence with a knife. The tension, both sexual and otherwise. I didn't really care if it was a quiz, obviously, because I was going to get an exemption, and I had one, and it was gonna be good. So I was ready to see somebody go, and then that was not the case. So me and Chad had decided that we would remain to be the last people there so that we could have some time alone to talk, privately, because people are like not good at having like private conversations and like would rather just stay in like one big group and share all of the information at once. Which is becoming a pattern, but like maybe that's going to change soon. But on to the thing. So we're the last ones there, and I get in, and I'm told you can pay $2, sacrifice it from the pot to look at as many of the players' dossiers as you would like, including yourself. Now, naturally, I was the last one to go. I took the offer because obviously I have suspects and I want to learn more about what they have answered on things should questions come up on future quizzes about them. In particular, I was looking for Hogwarts houses for tonight and things that I can ask people in a really disarming way where I could catch people in a lie about it. So I looked through 5 dossiers that included my own and 4 others. No, I did briefly peruse Dawn and Kim's, but I principally focused on Nick and Drew's. And I got some good stuff. I think I might have burnt everything I wrote down, but that's okay.
I declined it. I was ready to decline it before you even finished offering that to us. I wasn't going to take that. I'm having a problem retaining the information that I currently have, and so I knew that I wasn't going to take money from the agents and try to retain any other information. It would have been a waste of money.
Yeah, I was really hoping that there would have been like a second part to the challenge. Had I known it was just being able to look at the dossiers, I think I would have changed my decision and just like looked at everybody's information, kind of like what most people seem to have done. But you know, $2 is still $2, so I guess I'll take that.